Executive order changes the silver market blindsided. An executive order has been put in place that gives the Attorney General the authority to regulate transactions involved in bulk personal data. If you're a silver stacker that buys silver online in any form, you need to check out this executive order. This is going to change the silver market in a big way. The silver market is an international market. It is intertwined with the global economy, and this executive order is focused on bulk personal data involving quote unquote countries of concern. Check out this article. This is from the National Law Review, and the headline reads, Data, Deals, and Diplomacy, How the Bulk Data Executive Order Will Shape Future Contracts and Security Practices. The article says, for companies in the U.S. that hold certain personal data, under this executive order, the Attorney General is charged with issuing regulations to either outright prohibit or impose restrictions on transactions involving bulk sensitive personal data when such transactions involve a country of concern. That's what they're focusing on. Now, the article continues and says, a Department of Justice, a DOJ, advanced notice of proposed rulemaking. That's referred to as check out this acronym, an ANPRM. It is a long acronym. That's for the Department of Justice Advanced Notice of Proposed Rulemaking. And it forecasts what some of the, let me make that clear. It forecasts what some of the contours of the eventual regulations could look like. This article lists the impacts of this executive order. Oh, if you're enjoying this video, please hit like, please hit subscribe. It really helps to get this information out there. This is what the article shows. It shows the types of data covered, right? The executive order identifies, according to this article, it identifies two classes of data that will be covered by the regulation: bulk sensitive personal data and U.S. government-related data. Now, for us, we need to focus on the personal data. And the ANPRM outlines 6 categories of data to be considered bulk U.S. sensitive personal data. That's covered personal identifiers, geological and related sensor data, biometric identifiers, human genomic data, personal health data, personal financial data. It's all a mouthful, but I'm going to break this down and explain what this means. So for us, buying silver online, we have no idea whether or not those bullion dealers that we're buying from are obtaining their precious metals from what's considered a country of concern. There's no way for us to know if our personal information will be caught up in this data collection. That's the frightening part. Now, here the article shows the impact of these new regulations. The new regulations will impact, this is the article, the new regulations will impact businesses with operations in or transactions involving countries of concern and covered persons related to those countries. This includes vendor agreements, employment agreements, and investment agreements that may enable access to covered data by countries of concern and covered persons if certain security measures are not put in place. Companies should be cognizant, this is the article, companies should be cognizant of data hosting or cloud services in a country of concern of employees that are citizens of and reside in a country of concern with access to this covered data and foreign investment, again, in these countries. Now, what this article is showing is that the DOJ will issue a proposed rule, currently due at the end of August, a proposed rule based on feedback received from this ANPRM, followed by another comment period, and then a final rule. Because we currently are in the early stages of rulemaking, we expect there to be changes. This is the article. We expect there to be changes and hopefully more clarity by the time we arrive at a final rule. However, companies that hold sensitive information, and again, this could be these online bullion dealers that we are purchasing our silver from, because they deal with plenty of various different countries. This is a global economy. However, companies, the article says, companies that hold sensitive information and have operations or vendors in identified countries of concern should stay up to date on developments in this space and take steps to prepare for the final rule by identifying potential transactions prohibited or restricted by the rule, as well as implementing security measures that may mitigate identifying risks. Now, that's a mouthful. In plain English, if a company is doing business with a country of concern, then the implications of that action have yet to be determined. We can assume that any BRICS nation would be considered